You seen the spot where Zoey damn near killed herself? Jesus. Completely missed her. Oh.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks at Stockton Con.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of Stockton Con. The value of wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that part. Hey, man, shout out the Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We're going to shut the shit down. Love and respect, all right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother. Thank
Oh, you didn't know. Well, we told you we'd be here. I don't know why you don't know, but we are here. We are live. This is Value Wrestling with your Money in the Bank 2024 post-show review. And why is Psycho Sid saying F you, Sami Zayn, start tonight? I don't know. But we're here to talk about Money in the Bank. We're going to break it all down, everything that went down on the show, the good, the bad, and the entertaining. I don't know if there was anything necessarily we call ugly, but we're going to talk about it all right here on the Big Time with Mr. Paulus Clarke. Go ahead, Mr. Clarke. Say hello, hello, hello. And, of course, you know him right there on the other side, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Master, the one, the only, Mr. Miguel Z, the man who loves the meat beat.
No.
I
only have one
Before
question.
we really get started,
I have one question.
in addition to Tasty Toes, should we make some kind of meat snack?
I guess we can have jerky snack. Meat beaters. It can be our jerky snack. So when you really want to see that meat, if you want to chop some
Only
meat,
you can beat our meat. No.
We are not
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this Money in the Bank post show. We're done. We're done. We're done. Tasty Toes just topped the mountain. He just, I don't even know what to say. Did you really just say that live on air? Did you really just jump out there? This is where you become Tasty Toes. This is why you're the face of the product. Because you just jump out there without even thinking 2 seconds about how that's going to sound to anybody.
See what I was drinking tonight. Did
I
you not see what I was drinking tonight? That explains it.
You don't get
So
to
what
blame
is
the
the on the
drinking.
alcohol?
Don't blame the drinking. The drinking is not the issue here. Loose lips sink ships, and here you go. Mr. Tasty Toes, watch me start this show right off with the smartest comment in the world. Beat my meat, please. Beat it more. I like beating meat. Beat beating.
Hour. Only because of the
No. Me and Mr. Clarke stepped out of the meat beating thing. we were talking about chopping jerky meat, and you want to talk about letting people beat our meat, but we both said no. You stand alone in that one. So you can go out there and you go, I stand alone.
I only have one question.
We are not on that.
This is to Matt Cardona, since he'll be in Stockton. Are you bringing the briefcase, sir? That's all we want to know.
Well, how's he going to bring the briefcase when he doesn't have it?
He just wants to bring it.
He doesn't have a briefcase, unless he brings his own briefcase.
Oh, he would. Knowing him.
Anyway,
Just to be funny.
big question for Matt Cardona is, can we get you to chop tasty shows here? Because he needs a good chopping. After tonight, yeah, I think he's definitely put himself at the top of the list of a good chopping. Just don't scream at him, beat my meat or something, or chop my meat or something crazy.
Choppy, choppy.
There we go.
I mean, this is kind of like the inverse Kamala.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry.
See, we just need that, and then you need to make that comment, and we just need Ron Simmons to be there. So after you get done saying, beat my meat more, here you go. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into the show. It is Money in the Bank, and it is the post-show press conference. A lot of interesting stuff happening tonight. Big news breaking. But we're going to start off with the men's Money in the Bank. This is what opened the show. The pre-show, no match. It's just a lot of talking about everything. But we got the men's ladder in the bank, Money in the Bank to open the match. Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. And pretty much everybody but maybe Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, you had a pretty good backing to win it. Andrade would have been a super dark horse. Carmelo was just kind of like not going to happen. But in the end, it was a back and forth. Everybody got close to doing that, getting up to the top of that ladder. Andrade doing that Spanish fly and killing himself and I think Carmelo Hayes, if I remember. I mean, it was just, oh my Jesus.
Mellow, yeah.
That reverse Spanish fly into a ladder. You're just like, oh. Gable and his suplex, and I mean, Jesus. And then they weren't just like beating each other with these ladders. They were launching these ladders at one another. Like they were just like, here, have a ladder.
Darts.
You can have a ladder. Eventually, McIntyre hits a Claymore on Jey Uso and climbs the ladder to win the Money in the briefcase. This match went 16 minutes, 30 seconds. Your winner and Mr. Money in the Bank for now, Drew McIntyre. So this is how we open the show. I think for me, I was supporting a Chad Gable. I felt like it was too predictable for Drew to win, but I guess we're going to go the predictable route. From here, the rest of the story was painted clear as day, and it was just kind of disappointing because I'm like, I would have liked a little more what if, more than just knowing, yeah, we see what's coming, like church on Sunday.
Yeah.
Predictable, though, does not necessarily mean bad. That's what some people forget. Like, there was a great story coming to us from everyone.
Yeah.
Just the biggest story happened to win out.
Yes.
And that's Drew McIntyre.
Nope, Drew coming out on top, winning the Money in the Bank, and it was a good Money in the Bank match. I mean, he's been definitely brought it. Tore down the house. And they were chunking ladders at one another. I mean, they weren't just like slapping ladders. They were flying ladders all over the place.
When you're sitting there doing stuff that makes my wife sit there and cover her eyes because of just the mass amount of beatings by each one of these men with these ladders.
And these ladders were
insane.
Broken. Of course, these ladders, though they were aluminum, did look a little more professional than the ones that were on the other show last week, and that looked like somebody forgot to bring the ladders and had to run down to the local hardware store and buy half a dozen of them.
I only have one question for this. Who said tonight was boring? Anybody?
I see it on the poll. I don't know who, why.
When, where, why?
Just let us know why you thought it was boring. That's all we want to know, folks. If you didn't like it, let us know.
Anyone, even if you're not the person who voted for boring, I'm curious on what an argument could be for it.
Yeah. That'd be it.
Well, I mean, you could go one. I mean, there's the balance there. We already talked about it. For some people, predictability is going to be the boring aspect.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
Also, first of all, that's the first match. We're talking about this is the overall card.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, some people get lost. If there's that predictability level, they could get lost in the beginning.
That's true too.
Being boring. I mean, people get taken out of it in your first match, going, "Oh, okay, Drew won. We know it's going to happen." Blah 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 blah. Then you're just kind of on a downhill slide. But I mean, even if you took it that way, I think a lot of what happened later turned it around. So I don't know why anybody would say. I thought it was good. It wasn't as good as Clash in the Castle. Clash in the Castle blew it out of the water. This is a good pay-per-view, but overall, as a whole, wasn't on that level. But it was a good pay-per-view. We had
not an empty matches. Seat in the house. They showed that whole arena, top to bottom, side to side. Everyone, you've seen what they would say, an ass every 12 inches.
At least by the time the main card started, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, up next was the Intercontinental title match, Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker. And this was a good match overall. This match went 13 minutes, 15 seconds. It was a good, solid match. Both these men really brought it. Breakker bringing some of that Scott Steiner feel at different points in time. They just played off a lot of things, but in the end, Breakker goes for a spear. Sami kicks him, Zayn, and then Breakker wobbles back into the corner, allowing Zayn to hit a Luva kick. And we get the 1, 2, 3 with a clean win by Zayn. After the match, Zayn taunts Breakker inside, saying, "Nope, not tonight." And Zayn just Breakker sits outside, looking pissed off. I thought maybe for a minute he might jump up and do something, but never really did anything. It was a good match. The in-ring work wasn't bad, but it was kind of a interesting. Sami Zayn, I guess they're selling the story. Sami's overcoming the master odds. He's taking down the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion Gunther. Then he took down Big Bronson Reed, and now he's taking down Bron Breakker. So they're really building up Sami. I don't know if this is some type of build for what they're going to project him to next. I don't think it's the Intercontinental title story, but I think they're trying to probably build him into a world title contender with this type of storylines. And they're still playing on the old storyline of Sami always being the underdog, overcoming all the odds. Mm-hmm. The only downside in this is
wrong with that.
The only downside is I don't know what you do with Bron Breakker from here. It's like you've been trying to make it this unstoppable force, and now you kind of derailed that. What do we do next? How do you get him back on track to feel like a viable threat? Not mad that Sami won, but I'm still kind of like, it's weird the way it ended, and there was no recourse. Maybe we're going to save this for Monday Night Raw. Maybe it'll be something that's going to happen on Raw. Maybe Breakker will come out and attack Sami and beat him then. But that was kind of like,
yeah, it just really left you like, where is the story going from here? Mm-hmm. Like you said, what we're doing with Bron. Who's the next contender for Sami? I mean, they got a whole roster they could do, but I mean, there's no obvious person at this point.
No, and that's the thing too. It's I didn't expect a clean win by any means. Maybe I was expecting, like we said last night, Bron snaps and wins but loses at the same time. It just I don't know what you do with the big man now.
I think your next contender for Sami will probably be a step back, but finally the time. I think we're going to see Chad Gable. I think the story with Chad Gable finally aligning with the Creed brothers being a true heel faction. I think we're going to see that over the next few weeks heading into SummerSlam. I think Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn, where Sami finally drops the belt at SummerSlam. What will the Wyatt Six do in playing in that? Don't know.
You read my mind on that.
It's going to be interesting on how they play into that. I don't know if they're ready to push that. Since we haven't seen any of these people in the ring, I can't see them just all of a sudden wanting to push that right away. And a lot of this is going to be what happens on Monday Night Raw at this point. I don't think. Bron Breakker we could get a rematch with Bron Breakker. He comes out and beats Sami. I think Chad Gable not winning the Money in the Bank, he's going to try and get back into the Intercontinental title picture. So there's a lot of possibilities here.
It's there. The possibilities are endless, and I mean, the storytelling's great as it is. I mean, there's always something next.
Trish Stratus is the host of Money in the Bank, comes out to the stage and announces that John Cena's here. And Cena makes his way out to the ring, and Cena has a last time it's now shirt on, or towel, and after this you can't see me shirt. Cena says that tonight is officially, he is announcing his retirement, which got very confusing and mixed reactions. And then Cena went on to explain. He knows that we might have a lot of questions like why here, why Toronto. He wants to talk about Canada, and he wants to talk about Canadians. He's seen waves of prosperity during his career, but he's also seen hardship when no one knows your name and no one wants to be your friend, and the only most dedicated fans stand by your side. During his entire career, he learned that whether WWE is hot or cold, Canadians always show up. But why now? Because it's Money in the Bank, the ultimate symbol of opportunity. Cena's farewell is filled with opportunity. He will be at the Royal Rumble in 2025. It'll be his last Royal Rumble. I don't know if that means last Royal Rumble pay-per-view, if he's going to be officially in the pay-per-view. On the post-show, we watched it. It looks like he may be entering the Royal Rumble. The Elimination Chamber is going to be his last Elimination Chamber. Is he going to be in the Elimination Chamber? Because he doesn't win the Rumble. Is he giving us a nod there? Is it going to be, he's going to be on that card? And then WrestleMania 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada, is going to be his last WrestleMania that he will compete in. And Cena tells everyone it's because last time is now. But again, Cena's last match will not be at WrestleMania at this point because they're talking about all the way into next year's Money in the Bank, talking about another title run, a whole bunch of stuff in the press conference, and then this. So an odd surprise retirement by John Cena. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about any of this. Cena retiring, cool. Congratulations. Thank you for everything you did. But it was really just weird here, there, now, this moment. I don't know how to feel about any of it. I'm like, okay, you're retiring, cool. Oh, you're not really, like, you're announcing a retirement tour. Oh, okay, cool.
It's like a tour, yeah. That's fine. I mean, I'm all well and good with it. I mean, what better way to end it? Let's do a tour. Let him get his flowers. Let the fans embrace it in one more time. WrestleMania in Vegas. If he does do the one-off match, I mean, who would be the opponent? And hopefully we can be there for it.
People are talking Randy Orton. People are talking The Rock. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the story builds. It's not going to be his final match. I don't know where his final match is going to be. It's just a tour. It'll be his last WrestleMania. So we know starting by Rumble, it'll be his last. So I don't know if 2025 will be the year of his last, if he'll end everything at Survivor Series 2025. But again, this is one of those moments I was kind of like, this feels really random and a weird place to do this, and on a pay-per-view in Canada. I don't know. I thought maybe they could have waited until a show in Boston. I don't know. I don't.
Right.
I don't know where to feel or anything. I mean, Cena's done a lot for the business. I know what Cena's done. I've never been a diehard Cena fan. So, I mean, it's like, to me, it's like, okay, I respect everything he did. I acknowledge everything he did. And know he's brought a lot to the business. And, what's up, Esteban? How you doing? And the other person, I don't even know what to call you. So, anywho,
I just seen, I know we'll get to it, but they just posted a video of Drew McIntyre, so we'll talk about that later on.
From the press conference?
Yeah, the post-show.
Yeah, it was on the press conference. If you watched it,
yeah,
that was all before Cena came out. I thought we were all watching at least Cena before we got on live. At least get our, find out what was going there, because they did tease that enough. I figured, oh, okay, we'll wait a few and see what Cena has to say. But that happened before they even went to Cena. Yes, it's effing hot. We know it's effing hot, buddy. Trust me. Trust me, it is hot. It is California. Welcome to the 110.
Stay inside, folks. Stay inside. Don't go outside. DoorDash, Instacart, whatever you want to do.
Hey, he's doing that because he needs a side hustle. He'll go out and get your delivery for you.
Or you.
I don't do food. I don't do Instacart. Remember what I do.
Oh yeah, you told me stay off your app. Come on now.
Yes, I did. I told you to stay off my. There's enough competition. I don't need more competition on the app. I'm trying to make money. I want to hustle, and make my money. Get off my app. Anywho, I don't know. You're a gentleman.
All I heard out of all that was every day we hustling.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Esteban knows all about that app and everybody on it. I won't even talk about your little buddy that drove by the other day going, "Hey, you're doing that." Yeah, fool, get away from me. Anywho, not your buddy. I'm talking to Esteban. I know Esteban. He knows who I'm talking about. Anywho, what do you guys think about John Cena?
I've always gone back and forth with him, just depending on who's at the time. There's sometimes I've loved him, sometimes I'm like, not so hard on him. Actually, I think my favorite point in his career when he was doing the rapping gimmick. I loved his theme song of the time. I loved that character. I understood when he kind of went to be a little more serious than the rapping gimmick.
Whatever his name is, I don't know his name.
It's bittersweet because, like you said, I at least respect what he's done for the business.
Yeah, I have all the respect for what he's done. I know he's been a 16-time world champion. Yada, yada. He's got the credentials. He did the first ballot Hall of Famer. Will he go into next year's Hall of Fame in Las Vegas? Probably. He may be the headliner. It may be the right time on his farewell tour, or he'll push it off to the next year's WrestleMania. So we'll see. But, I mean, I'm just kind of
as a person till this day is still one of the most requested folks on Make-A-Wish. I mean, you got to admire what he does for the fans.
No, what he's done for the fans, for business, for charity.
Well respected.
Yeah, no, I get that. And mad respect for everything he's done. His retirement announcement here was weird. That's all I can place it. It just kind of was like, why are we doing this here?
I don't know if there's a good place for him, period.
Well,
I mean, like, no matter where he did, even if he did it in Boston, Massachusetts, I think it'd still be weird.
I think it would have made sense. Because it's home.
Yeah.
West Newbury, Boston.
I understand.
That's his home ground. At least I would understand.
Because if you look at the last several years, we've known he was slowing down.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, you mean you're not retired already anyways? For all intents and
purposes? Hell, his hair was disappearing. Almost like mine.
You had hair?
There was a time.
Thank you, Mr. Clarke.
Anywho, I think if they would have announced it, maybe if they would have said in Raw on Boston or SmackDown in Boston, we're going to have John Cena, then you might have been a little more, it would have been a little more normal. It was just the weirdest thing tonight out of nowhere because it's just like, all right, in the middle of a pay-per-view, John Cena shows up and then it's like everybody's like, yay, and then he's like, I'm retired. Everybody's like, huh? Like, we know you're going that way, but you're telling us, and then you're like, but I'm not really retiring because I'm going to wrestle here and here and here and here and here and here, and now I'm going to wrestle, and you're like, okay. I guess at least if he has a point, he's going to end it all. Not like some people who are 80-something and still trying to wrestle. Woo!
Woo!
Anyways, that brings us to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest versus Seth freaking Rollins. Oh, John Cena's also going to be there tonight. Netflix goes on, Raw goes on Netflix, so he did announce that. Anyways, this match started off decently good, back and forth, except the guys in the rings are idiots to me tonight. This was a good match, other than the factors that they kept stopping, looking up the rampway, and then they're waiting for Drew McIntyre, and I'm like, why would you be worried about Drew McIntyre coming out? Now, granted, I get he's got the Money in the Bank briefcase, but why are you worried about when he's going to show up? Because my point would be, if you're in that match and you're worried about him coming out, why wouldn't you want to do everything as quickly, everything in your power to get this match over with as quickly as possible to get done and get out of there, instead of stopping and looking up the ramp like? Now, I thought maybe Damian. I thought maybe they were waiting for Judgment Day. I don't know. It got really weird because they kept talking about announcing. They're paranoid of Drew McIntyre. I'm like, really? Damian Priest and Seth Rollins are paranoid of Drew McIntyre. Like, we get a cash-in is probably coming. He told us it's going to probably come, but I'm like, we need to be this blatant where they actually stop it and the cameras in their heads are like, okay. And like, anytime anybody cashes in the Money in the Bank, you know what the first clue about it's about to happen? Their theme music goes off. So why are you looking at the ramp if there's no music going on? Like this really killed me. The in-ring work was good,
That's
but it was just these dramatic moments where they kept stopping in the middle of the match, and one of them would be looking up, and the announce team would go, and the announce
Miguel
team would
Christian
be
Cage
like,
over here.
or the Johnny Gargano, yes. But
Yeah, there we go.
it was like good match, but I'm like, can you guys quit doing this? And then Priest gets Rollins up for a Razor's Edge, and then the music hits. Now we know Drew's coming. So we don't got to look up there and wait. He lets you know because his music blared through the PA system. And he came down, and he handed his money in the bank, and Seth Rollins was trying to climb up, and Drew McIntyre already took out Priest, and he's telling the referee to hurry up, and he's wanting Samantha to finish the announcement that it's going to be a triple threat Money in the Bank and ring the bell, and then they ring the bell, and he does a few things here, and McIntyre charges at Rollins, but eats a super kick. McIntyre goes for a Claymore, but Priest catches him with the clothesline. We go back and forth. Priest almost looks like it, but out of nowhere, here comes CM Punk out of nowhere and just starts beating down on McIntyre. Punk beats him, throws him out of the ring, goes behind the ring keeper, and just starts wailing on him with a chair. This is the vicious side of Punk that we all gotta love. Punk is choking McIntyre with the cables to the mics or the cabling. Punk's unglued here and just beats the snot out of McIntyre. McIntyre eventually stumbles in the ring. Punk hits him with the world title. Priest hits it south of heaven. 1, 2, 3. This match went 15 minutes, 48 seconds. Most of the in-ring work was great. Punk showing up was great. Just them looking up the stage killed it a little bit for me. And then Punk coming out there and taking out Drew like we knew it was going to happen. But here's the other scenario. I do like how they made a twist because now Punk's sitting there with the world title, but now Punk screwed both Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre out of winning the world title. So now Seth is pissed off. He's yelling at Punk all over again. Corey Graves is running over there taking his headset off, trying to calm his buddy down. But here's the biggest kicker in all of this. The piece that I'm like, the whole storyline for Drew and Punk. Drew beat Punk down and then stole his bracelet with his dog's name and his wife's name on it. Drew came out to cash in, no bracelet. So he didn't bring him with him. And then there was like no follow through. I mean, like, where was the bracelet? This should have been the moment Punk got his bracelet back. Or are we going to do this on a continuation of Raw? I mean, it's like, this would have been the right moment for Punk to get his bracelet back and get that over with. It's kind of but I guess maybe
that's why he beat him so much with the chair, because he forgot the bracelet.
Maybe. I don't know. It was weird because I'm like, well, where's the bracelet? This has been the big story. This is kind of like why Punk should be beating his butt. Now, I guess we'll go to Monday Night Raw. Drew might show up and have the bracelet. Like, you didn't get your bracelet back, and who knows? Hopefully we don't have some bracelet on a pole match that would make Mr. Z happy, because he's all about anything on a pole. So.
No, it's forklift. On
Whatever.
A forklift.
Anywho, same diff. Anyways, we get that, and of course, after it's all over, Drew McIntyre, I guess, punched Scrap Daddy. I missed it. He went off on the press conference, and this is one way Barrett went over and told him, "Don't do that. This could cost you your career." Drew is livid. Can't wait to see how we're gonna finish this on Raw. But I was definitely kind of like, okay, well, where's the bracelet? I mean, Punk should have been yelling and screaming, "Where's the bracelet?" Even though it wasn't there, why didn't we at least go, "Where's the bracelet? I want my bracelet," and then start beating the dog snot out of him some more. Overall, other than they kept looking up the ramp, waiting for it's like, there's never been a Money in the Bank that I know of where they just snuck down secretly and cashed in. It's always, you know. So I'm always like, why are we playing and selling? Oh, when's Drew coming? Is he coming? No? Okay. I'm like, when you hear the music, that's when you know,
come down?
Yeah. Anyway, it's your gentleman. Your thoughts.
You make excellent points, but by the same token, I think it was their role to sell the paranoia. Because I understand exactly what you're saying, and and your logic is completely on par. It's on point. But I think their whole role was to sell the paranoia.
No, I get that. I just thought it was kind of overly dumb for the names that we had in the ring. I mean, we had Seth freaking Rollins and Damian Priest. I mean, these should be two guys who may have the knowledge that he might show up, but they should be. They are two names that you have built that are going to focus on the in-ring competition and not worry about if he shows up. Like, if he shows up, we'll take care of business then. I get what they're selling, but I'm just like, I give these guys a little more credibility than being like, whoop.
Like it's a damn cartoon.
Yeah. Mr. Z, your thoughts, or do you have a private message from one of your AEW fanboys that are blowing up your phone since you keep trying to figure out what's going on down there?
I keep looking down it because I keep getting tagged and stuff, but it's okay. I'm with you on that. Like the paranoia of them constantly looking to see when he's coming down, that kind of took me away from it a little bit. But it ended like we called it.
Yes.
He was gonna get screwed. I just didn't expect Seth Rollins to do what he did, snapping at Punk as well.
Well, I think we missed.
It makes sense.
I think we missed that only because I don't think we ever thought about Drew cashing in and turning it into a triple threat match. We just assumed Drew would cash in after the fact. So in that scenario, I get why Seth Rollins was pissed off. He got screwed too. When they brought that up, I'm like, oh, that's kind of right. So now they're carrying both storylines.
But mind you, he did that once before. But he walked out with the belt when he did it.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Who?
Rollins.
Okay,
Did the same exact thing at WrestleMania. Yeah, but so it's like, don't get too mad.
Yeah, but Punk wasn't. He had the Money in the Bank and had a right to be in that match. Seth has every right to be pissed off at Punk because Punk's anger at Drew for what Drew did cost him a chance to win the title when Punk wasn't even supposed to be a part of this match. So granted, but they're building both storylines. They're continuing the Seth CM Punk storyline. So it's going to be very interesting on what they do with Drew, Punk, and Seth now going into Monday Night Raw.
Right.
And also, let's put it back to Survivor Series when Punk came back.
Yes.
Seth wasn't happy with him at that point. So the fact that they're rebuilding a story between him and Punk also, I think is a great connector.
Well, they're bringing it back. Because we all know, and as Triple H stated, and behind the curtain of WrestleMania this year, that originally it was supposed to be Cody Roman and Seth CM Punk for the titles. Those were the matches, but Punk got hurt in that storyline, or he got hurt at the Rumble and couldn't compete, and then he's coming back from injury.
Right.
And right now the main focus is Drew. So it looks like Drew and Punk might be a one-off match if they're already starting to continue to rekindle the feud between Punk and Seth. That, or they're going to have Drew, Seth, and Punk have a triple threat at SummerSlam in some fashionable way for some reason. I don't know. There's an interesting scenario that they're starting to bring back Seth into this, so we'll have to see. Will Seth cost
Here's
Punk
the thing, though. If they do
SummerSlam?
that, as long as Damian is champ, Rollins can't get a crack at that title.
No, that's what he's pissed off about.
You do realize the likelihood is that belt's being dropped to Gunther, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well of course, but
so
I'm
we're
just
not worried
speaking
as fans. We're not worried about that because that can be that long.
right. But I'm just saying, as far as facts right now,
Well,
he's your champ.
And that's the
Rollins
other
can't touch it.
that's the other reason Rollins is pissed off at Punk. It's not that he just cost him the title; he's cost him any opportunity as long as Priest is that champion. Unless Damian Priest is champion after Rumble and Seth Rollins were to win the Royal Rumble, then that would probably supersede that whole notion.
Yeah. There's
always
you can
loopholes.
champion of your choosing. We get it. Yeah.
Anyways, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, a good solid match. These women definitely brought it. This match went 16 minutes, 37 seconds. They tore up the thing. They were throwing ladders. Naomi doing the splits into a DDT off the ladder. Io Sky doing her craziness off the ladder. Chelsea Green playing into this. She's afraid of heights. Lyra Valkyria doing having her legs wrapped into the ladder, but still doing it like a German suplex release, the tarantula German releasing. I don't know. These women brought it. They deserve everything they got. This was a good match. I'm disappointed that Chelsea Green didn't win. Tiffy time is here. Tiffany Stratton's got the Money in the Bank. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think that Tiffany was already ready to be in the main event. She's already got the fans behind her. She's got everything she needs to be there. I would have thought the Money in the Bank briefcase could have helped a Lyra Valkyria or at least a Chelsea Green would have been more entertaining. Tiffany, it's like, okay. They gave it kind of to the safe person in this match. So Tiffany's got that match. She can cash in anytime she wants. When will it happen? We'll have to wait and see. Your thoughts, gentlemen?
How many months it takes for her to try her first? Well, not try her first cash in, but have a proper cash in, whether she wins the belt or not.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, Tiffany's winning the title. Whoever it is, she's winning that title. That's just too easy. Well, it's going to be against Bayley because they're not going to take the title off of Liv. Liv's got her story going with Rhea, so she wouldn't fit there. So Bayley may be losing the title at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And the thing is, well, the one thing is, I don't like the fact that 100% of the female cash-ins are, like, no one's ever lost it yet. I'm just like, now I'm not saying Tiffany should be the first one. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted.
No, I know.
But I'm just saying somebody's got to be that first. Who,
just see if they would have given the Money in the Bank to Chelsea, you could have been like, okay, this is going to be the first one. Tiffany's not going to cash in and lose. They just proclaim that Tiffany Stratton's the next champion. I mean, she's going to win the title. She's there. She's ready. She's going to be in the right place.
Right.
But I get what you're saying. Now, if you would have done it Chelsea Green, you might have had an option there. If you would have given it to an Io Sky who already cashed in once, she could have screwed up her second cash in. But Tiffany Stratton screwing up a cash in, not going to happen.
No.
She's too ready.
Well,
that's what disappoints me is that they could have given this to somebody else because Tiffany Stratton's already there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
She's got the fans behind her. The machine is definitely behind her. I mean, what more can you say?
Anyways, this brings us to our main event of the evening, which was interesting. I think that this match should have maybe opened the show, and then the world title match should have been here. I get the undisputed champion was in this match, but I felt this could have been an opening match. I think Damian Priest, Seth should have been the match that closed out the night with Drew entering and the CM Punk. I think you would have carried that heat to end the show and had a lot more people talking. This match was good. You had Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. In ring, pretty damn good match. They sold Jacob Fatu as a beast that he just kept taking stuff and coming back from it. Chaos broke down. Everybody got torn up in different ways. In the end, Cody made himself look stupid again by trying to go for 3 crossroads. I get, the super crossroads, but it's just like, how many times does Cody need to get 1, 2, oh, somebody's going to screw me hitting the third one. Jacob Fatu goes up to the top ropes. I don't even know what the move was. He flipped and spun and dove and bounced into Cody and then helped Cody back to his feet so Solo could hit the Samoan spike. Cody gets pinned 1, 2, 3. This match was 25 minutes. In-ring work, the match itself good. Okay, don't get it wrong. The match itself, the bits and pieces of the story they told, but they made Jacob Fatu look great. Solo Sikoa still doesn't look like a dominant leader. They keep trying to tell me the 3 men he brought in are the most savage of men. Like, these are the people to be afraid of.
No.
Haku's sons, they are dangerous. Jacob Fatu, they had to pull every string in the book to get him into Canada. They're telling the story, but the actions I'm getting from these guys. Now, Jacob Fatu aside, Samoan Werewolf, we love you. We love that you're on the channel. We love that you gave us a shout-out. No disrespect in any form or way. We love you, brother. And they're making him look good, but it's like the rest of them are not. I'm like, you're missing it. And then why do we have to have Cody keep being the idiot fool? It's just like, are you telling me Cody never learns anything?
Hard times, Daddy. Hard times.
I get it. He needs more He needs more adversity as champion. Anywho, the match in the ring, it was good stuff. But I was just like, they made all these guys look like a fool except Jacob Fatu, and I'm like, these guys needed to be savages. It needed to be a beatdown. Yeah. Randy, Kevin, and Cody should have been left laying almost bloody in a point. I mean, they should have been. And then we didn't get there. Jacob Fatu, great. The Samoan Werewolf looked good. He took a DDT, the hanging DDT from Randy Orton, and got right back to his feet. Impressive. Mm-hmm. They worried me there for a minute because that was like the first move he got hit with it. I'm like, don't tell me they're going to have him eat that DDT. No, he's up to his feet. Randy went to go for the RKO, and it was like, oh, okay. At least Randy didn't completely look spooked or shocked. You know, he didn't stop and go, oh, okay. He did the Randy thing, which made me happy, instead of being like, oh, like, I don't need you to be afraid of him, but I need you to go, oh, okay, it's like that. Randy played that right.
Oh, snap, you're up.
Well, you know, sometimes people would play that like, oh, and I'm like, no, Randy played that right. He just kind of stood there like, okay. But I'm like, the new Bloodline needs to look like Vicious Beast. If they don't start making them look like just uncontrollable, the way they're selling them, it's not what they're giving me. They're selling them hardcore on the announce team. I mean, just selling the shit out of them. But they're not giving me.
Yes,
they're not giving me. And they talked about New Japan. They talked about them being the part of the founders of the Bullet Club. They sold all this rich history, but they're not giving me Guerrillas of Destiny in WWE.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
And that's
coming from someone like myself who followed all that extensively. It was weird to me seeing like Orton hitting the RKO on both Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. I was like, all right, I could deal with that. But Tama Tonga should have been that man to counter it. You hit that move yourself enough. Like, nah, that's not happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
But they're selling them so hardcore. I'm like, they're the sons of Haku. And I'm like, they're not good. Jacob Fatu looked good. And I'm not saying that because he's our buddy, or we have him on the channel. We had him on the channel before he got into WWE. He looked in the right position tonight. The rest of them, it's just kind of like meh. It's getting hard for me to get.
He got right back up from that too.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting excited about the Bloodline and the feud that's going to happen when Roman comes back. And I'm like, these guys need to. I need Guerrillas of Destiny. I need these guys to come unglued, unhinged. This needs to be a beatdown. Now, yes, Solo Sikoa has beaten Cody Rhodes or pinned Cody Rhodes twice now. I think we see where we're going for SummerSlam with this. It'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. But I feel we're missing it. And then Cody, the 3, and then he hits 2, and here comes Jacob Fatu. It's just like, damn it! And Cody not
any way you circle it.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
any way you look at it.
Go ahead.
The fact that is it executed to the way we believe it should be? Obviously not. Yeah. But they told the story that we thought they were going to tell, which was the Bloodline going over. Because had the faces gone over, it's like, okay, well,
that's done.
Where do you go from story wise then? Yeah. At least here, you know that the story essentially is Solo Sikoa getting the title shot, and whether I don't think he's going to win it, but whether Roman Reigns comes back, whether Cody beat him clean, or there's another cluster fluff, and we continue the story that way.
Could Solo win that match?
I was more of the impression.
What if Solo does win that title? What if Hikuleo?
That would be the oddest thing to me, based on how they told his story.
Yeah,
with him on the main card.
Okay, but how are you going to put all these pieces together? If Cody's champion, Solo's not champion, Roman comes back, Roman's going to go after his spot at the head of the table. But Cody, Randy, Kevin all still have heat with the Bloodline. And are they going to openly accept Roman back into the fold? There's a lot of pieces here. So what if Solo was to win that championship because you had Hikuleo or another member of this Bloodline come in and help build this Bloodline up to the big 5 that they need for what we're going to go into War Games with?
Here's mine is, like you say, we're not getting the Guerrillas of Destiny that we had hoped for. They're not aggressive. They're not unstoppable. They're not tearing apart everybody they come into contact with. They're not giving us the firing squad. If you can give us that, I'd believe Solo can win that title. Because that means they tore apart everybody but Cody and left it just for Solo.
I think the Bloodline should win all the titles. That's where you're going to build that procedure, since they just run through everybody, take the titles. Unfortunately, can't take the tag team title because now that DIY, who had probably, I still have to say, had the match of the weekend with A-Town Down Under. Even after Money in the Bank, I still say DIY on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And we got one more PLE to go tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah.
NXT Heatwave.
That's okay. That's still to me the developmental brand.
Yeah, my
so
daughter will be sitting down waiting for Sean Spears to win that title. Let's just say that's who she's picked already.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure she's gonna get disappointed.
Yeah.
If they
Let
went
that
through
kid dream. Come on
if
now.
they went through and terrorized everybody and got these guys titles, maybe. But I mean, it's just I don't know. I need an NWO. I need Guerrillas of Destiny. I need to feel like these guys just need to go on a rabbit. And maybe after SummerSlam, maybe Solo doesn't get that win for whatever reason. How they're going to book themselves out of that without hurting Solo is going to be very interesting. But again, maybe after he doesn't win that title, then he goes Savage. Or do they all betray him, or are we really getting screwed? Are these Savages setting up Solo to take the fall? Solo doesn't win, and they all turn on him to take the head of the table away from him. Is this where The Rock should show up and kick him out? Could The Rock align himself with these three Savages, bring in Hikuleo or another one, and then Solo will go back to joining the Usos and Roman and somebody else on the other side? Because if he doesn't win the title, I mean, is he not different that he didn't achieve this set? You know, I mean, he's the tribal chief.
Right.
He didn't do what he said.
I understand what you're saying.
So wouldn't they want to kick him out now? I mean, and these Savages, I mean, from what I'm gathering, also the story they're telling is you're not supposed to trust these guys at all.
No.
So I'm like,
remember they pulled strings to get the Samoan werewolf into Canada. Called in a few favors.
Well, Triple H called in a lot of favors, I guess. Maybe he borrowed Kyle Fletcher from AEW so he could go experience the glory of global, whatever it was. The global glory. Maybe he went to Canada.
I can't say the real name on air, but
we're not going to say the real name on air. That's your mouth.
But yeah, no. If Triple H, please give us the firing squad so we can take them a little more seriously. And he's seen the tapes. I'm pretty sure.
They still
give us that.
They still need a mouthpiece. Solo's not the mouthpiece.
Yeah,
he doesn't have enough bass in his voice.
Damn shame.
Even on the news conference, he's like, acknowledge me. And I'm just like, meh, I'll think about it.
Maybe I'll get it back to you in 7 business days.
Something like that.
Like postal mail. But overall, good show. I mean, I got no complaints here. It was solid to me.
Huh.
Triple H says in the
now,
news.
Personally, on the poll, I thought it was a good show.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see someone thought it was awesome.
I thought it was a good show.
There you go. Yeah, me too.
Triple H, I guess.
Still want to know why boring. Let us know.
Triple H said on the press conference,
Uh-oh.
I feel like I'm on the main event of those 7-hour pay-per-views where you're like, please get this thing over and don't read into that. Jesus, I meant one of ours. Triple H is complaining about one of his pay-per-views. I love that.
Oh, no. It happened. He's just gonna that dagger just a little bit. Here, poke.
No, he just said, no, don't take that the wrong way. You know, he's like, no, please. He said it, and then he's like, oh, crap, hold on, let me clarify so I don't get the backlash.
Yeah, well, you know, old Daddy Dave will be tomorrow's headline. Triple H shoots on AEW during the press conference.
And then Tony Khan will be on and say, they're always picking on me. And then Ospreay's going to come out and go, no. It's about the grind, bruv. You got to do the grind. You know what I mean, bruv? You got to do the grind. And which grind are you speaking about? The Kyle Fletcher grind or the Daniel Garcia grind?
He prefers Daniel Garcia, I guess.
No. He's trading up, I guess. Mr. Clarke shut off his mic. Mr. Clarke got to literally shut off his mic. I seen that. He's like, it got too deep in here. It got real hot up in here.
Well, I mean, look at the setting he's at. He's out there on the islands right now. I mean, what do you expect? He's on the island of
that fool ain't on no island.
Damn it.
That fool wishes on an island instead in the middle of Mormon country.
You could have been like Mr. Z and helped push this up, but no. We got to cut Mr. Clarke down.
Choppy.
That's supposed to be Mr. Z's job, taking that choppy.
Oh, he's going to take those choppies. We're going to have a long talk with Matt Cardona. And when are we going to do that? We're going to do that July 13th at Stockton Con. So if you're in the area, come out to Stockton Con, join us. We're going to be there in some capacity, one way or another. We're going to be there. We're going to see our good boy, AJ Kirsch. I think he's taking a nice vacation. I haven't heard too much from him after everything. But we're going to talk to AJ. We're going to see Matt Cardona. Sting's going to be there. The Godfather's going to be there. And big, sexy Kevin Nash, Big Daddy Cool, whatever you want to call him. All going to be there. Mm-hmm. At Stockton Con. We'll be there at Stockton Con. We'll be there to celebrate and have a good time. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Money in the Bank for 2024 post-show review. There we go. I got it out. So anything else, gentlemen? We've had 61. We've had 61 people come through here. We've had 11 people vote. Is there anything else you in the chat? Anybody else in here want to bring up about tonight or anything else before we cut this show down? Is there anything else you gentlemen want to talk about before we call it good night? Other than the fact we'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time with your normal Roundup podcast. We're going to talk about everything going on in the world of professional wrestling. We'll talk more about Marco Stunt's return to AEW, how Tony Khan pulls a big surprise to go against Money in the Bank. WWE brings in surprise John Cena. AEW brings you Marco Stunt. I think I hear crickets. My bad. Anywho.
Close on that. That's a bad.
We'll talk about Dynamite. Ratings are back into their normal thing. Sheldon Cooper doing great things for AEW. All the support and love to Sheldon Cooper for everything he does to keep AEW relevant on TV. We'll talk more about Money in the Bank, what we see coming. We'll get you prepared for next week when we do a Monday Night Raw review show and SmackDown review show. And whatever may pop up in there between. Tuesdays on Patreon, you can catch New Japan Rebound podcast. Wednesdays, you'll catch that on YouTube. So Tuesdays on Patreon, Wednesdays on YouTube. So if you want to see it early, you can go sign up for the Patreon page, which is in the link in the description below. Click on that, go over, sign up. It's absolutely free right now. We're not charging for any memberships. We're just getting the ground basis going. A lot of information, a lot of news, a lot of articles, a lot of stuff to read. And other content. We did have the Break It Down, which was our prediction show for Money in the Bank. That got really entertaining, so you can go check out that past show. I don't know when we'll do another show on that channel on the Patreon, but hey, you never know. So check out, sign up for the Patreon, see what we're doing over there. Get ready, because the Value Wrestling is going to blow this up.
Also, on top of these shows that we're talking about, there's also on the Patreon, we've got articles. So it's like even when we're not here live on camera, there's still people saying, "Hey, we want to talk. We want to write about this. We want to talk about it. Let's have these conversations. What's the news? What's going down?"
And you can go over there and have the conversation.
Perfect time to
chat.
Perfect chance to, if you're at work, you're on lunch, looking up something to read. That's perfect reading right there.
Exactly.
Get your mind going. Talk about wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to take a moment of silence for Jason Ayers, the referee for tonight's main event match. He got killed twice. The referee took 2 big bumps. Ayers, Jason Ayers, yes, took 2 major.
Yeah, that one looked like that.
AEW TV puts on the video here about, it's a video glitch, somebody jumping through like the Matrix, I guess. And Platinum Max Caster takes to Twitter going, whoever it is, we don't want them. Oh,
well, tomorrow that's going to be fun, folks.
Tonight on Collision, Kip Sabian shows up with a mustache and starts talking to Christian Cage about losing his father. Only to get taken out by Killswitch.
Right.
There's your answer.
Oh, so he doesn't work there.
And if you missed it, Claudio Castagnoli took on the Beast Motoros. I don't know. I thought Forbidden Door was over.
Mantar?
No. This is I guess, a CML guy, the Beast Motors.
It is not Mantar. I forget what his Black Taurus, but under a different name.
Okay, I got you.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
how he works for AEW officially.
So after the show, Drew McIntyre comes out to where Jackie Redmond. Or is it
Kelly?
Is it Kathy Kelly?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I forget who. Oh, yeah. Anyways, Big E, Kathy Kelly, and Wade Barrett were all doing the before the press conference talking when Drew McIntyre came up, shoved a referee, grabbed another one by the throat. Scrap Daddy, Adam Pearce came up behind him and grabbed him, and that's when Drew McIntyre gave him a back elbow. This is when Wade Barrett jumped up and got in between him and trying to save him from ruining him. So Drew McIntyre's pissed off.
I would imagine.
CM Punk already talking on the press conference. If it's going to be one more time, we got to do it at least one more time. It looks like Punk's challenging John Cena before John Cena retires. And who would have thought that we'd ever get to see that match possibly happen again?
I'm okay with that.
That's crazy. You know what I want to see? And I know a lot of people can be pissed. I want to see CM Punk against The Rock. I want to see CM Punk get his win back on The Rock. Deserved win back on The Rock.
That's only if he gets his win back. I don't want to see if Rock is going over.
It doesn't work for me, brother.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro? You want to go, bro? You want to go, bro, brother, bro? Huh, bruv? What, bro? Anywho, I think Chelsea Green died. So, we'll have to pay our respects.
Between those two tables, damn.
Yeah. Oh, the only other thing I can complain about this pay-per-view, they had a lot of freaking promo package videos in between everything.
Oh my goodness, the ads.
They had a 3-minute thing about Gunther. It wasn't even on the card. I'm like, that's cool, but why do I have to have all this? I thought you did 2 hours of a pre-show with all this crap on here. I'm like, how?
I was gonna say,
why they even had 2 hours instead of 1 hour? Just irritated me.
Just to tickle the fans, we should be able to ask Matt Cardona how's Chelsea after that table spot, anyways. Since he said she's dead, we should ask him how she's doing.
Tony Khan pulling out all the stops because tonight next week. Next week on Collision, Takeshita, take his shit, is going to take on the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington.
Dude's nephew, yeah.
You're excited, right? Like, why aren't you guys excited?
I guess Riho was on there tonight against Lady Frost, and I feel bad about that because Lady Frost is badass and just
no one has AEW's never used Lady Frost for shit. TNA did the best job thus far.
Yes.
This week on Dynamite, we are going to get Hangman versus Bryan Danielson 4. Both men have a win, and both men they have one draw, one for and our one-on-one. So we're going to get number 4. The winner is going to be the winner of the Owen Hart Cup tournament and go on to All In. Reporting out of sources saying that we may see another draw in that match and get a triple threat at All In.
Okay.
Doubt that.
Okay.
Okay, well, Matt Menard reporting says that DG has lost all feelings in the left side of his body, but he will make a full recovery. He doesn't know when he will return, but when he does, we will not get Dancing Danny back, but with the return of Red Death Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
And that's if I watch it to begin with.
There we go. Good point. I would love to sit and watch AEW with a critical eye and try to enjoy it, but they have given me so much crap.
It looks like Will Ospreay confronted MJF
it
tonight on Collision, so we're going to start that loop. Something to get excited about.
No.
Hi, Double McChicken. Did you come from McDonald's? Or are you a Double McChicken?
Double McChicken.
Jeez.
Right there in the chat.
Yeah, I see it.
What is up, McChicken?
No. Give the proper respect.
What is up, McChicken?
No, give the proper respect. Double McChicken.
Double McChicken. What's up,
Cluck,
Double
cluck.
McChicken? Now I'm hungry.
Yeah. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. If you're here, go ahead and say hello. Say what you want to say. We're just kind of hanging around bullshitting at the moment because why not? We have 78 people coming through.
Done the review
to check us out. We're just kind of at the end of the review. Overall, good show. If you thought the show was boring, please let us know. 13 people voted in the vote tonight. That is awesome. But thank you all for showing up, taking your time out of your day to join us here. We have about half the people said this is a good pay-per-view, and then a tie between awesome and boring at 23%. Yes, we see you shaking out your CM Punk shirt, your AEW CM Punk shirt.
Yeah, well,
let's get a
that's the
real
one I got, man.
Hell is Frozen Over shirt.
There you go.
I've got 3, so I mean, Except earlier, I came out in my white new WWE one, and this fool's sitting here in his white one, and I wasn't ready to play twinsies.
Oh,
No, I don't want to play twinsies. No,
no twinsies with tasty toes.
No, I'm not going to go twinsies with the face of Tasty Toes. At least you're finally accepting your role. At least we won't have to
like feet, and we're just playing to it. That's all we're doing.
What?
It is a fetish. It is a thing up there.
I know it is. He wanted to say more, but he stopped himself. I can see it. He started it. He pulled a Biden there. He was like, the feety foot. And anywho, the people in the West know what I'm talking
about. That's horrible.
Oh, you know that thing, man. That thing that you do when you
I
do
stopped
that thing,
myself.
Man. You know that thing. Anyway, it's Tasty Toes. At least we won't ever. At least you won't have to dress up in a costume. You don't have to be a mascot because you already are the mascot.
We should wear a T-shirt.
Patreon poll. We need to figure out what this is going to be. Is it going to be a cracker, a cookie, or a soft snack? We'll figure it out.
We already decided it's going to be like Teddy Grahams. We just got to find somebody. Oh wow! Everybody went by there. No, I think it needs to be the Teddy Grahams' feet. I think that's the perfect little snack. We come in the bags. We can sell it many different ways. We just got to figure out who can help us get to that next step of actually making it into production. How we come up with that? Hey, other YouTubers do it. I mean, Mr. Beast has got a chocolate factory making chocolate bars. There's somebody else making gummy candies. I forget, Unspeakable makes his own candy. There's a lot of people in the YouTube world that make their own candy and snacks. So, And I don't think here at the Value Wrestling we're going to worry about it being organic or plant-based, or I mean, maybe we'll make it plant-based if that's what you like.
No, it's going to be a fat kid snack. Let's be real here.
I think we could just create a
Will that be our food division?
Yes.
Kid Productions.
Yes.
Anyway,
we will get canceled real quick.
No, we're not going to get canceled. We put too much into this. We're going to build this brand to be the best. We're going to take over the IWC. We're going to take it by storm. We're going to have the other cats begging to be on our show.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us on this Money in the Bank post show for 2024. We've covered it all. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Weekly roundup. Be here. Be square. We will see you on the next one. Tell them good night. Tell them farewell. Say bye-bye.
Good night, folks.
Good night, folks.